If you are a property investor, then these questions is always comes to your mind. How many properties do I need to become financially independent? In this video, I am going to share with you how many properties do you need to become financially independent and what type of properties will actually make you financially independent. If you are interested, then watch till the end. Okay, so what is financial independence? Now, financial independence is ability to live off from your own personal resource. What does that mean? It means that you do not have to work. What you work is because you want to work, but your day-to-day income is not coming from your job. It is coming from your own personal resource, means it is coming from your investing income. And the day it happens, you become financial independence. So right now, today, think about that, how many percentage of financial independence you already are. It depends on, let's say, your daily income. Let's say your daily expenses is about $500, and then at $500, if you earn about only $100 from your property, and that means you have achieved 20% financial independence. Same thing, if you have achieved, once you that $500 earned from your investing journey, then you become completely financial independence. Now, most people, they look at it, they want to buy a residential property, and then they want to squeeze it up, calculate and all sorts of things, and eventually say, oh, $20 per week I earn, or $50 per week I earn. Now, $50 per week if you earn from a residential property, and if you're, so that means $50 means $2,500 in a year, and if your goal is that 100,000 passive cash flow, that means you need about 40 properties to become financial independent in residential property. And that is insane, because that is not possible. And regular Australian people cannot become financial independent through residential properties. And that is how you need to look at alternative thinking, like, okay, if I cannot become financial independence, and that is your goal, let's say, you want to replace your income through property investing, then you need to see that residential property is not going to give you that goal. Residential property is going to give you some growth, which you will get it, but then in order to get the income, you need to move from residential property to what I call commercial property investing. Now, commercial property investing is about income. You will generate income from every single month. So after paying all your expenses, the money will stay in your bank account more than the residential property. In fact, residential property will always lose money. The only way you can keep those residential properties is that you will continuously work and then feed those negative gearing properties. In the commercial property, it's the exactly opposite. It will make money, so you need to make sure you structure it properly, so that you can legally minimize the tax. You also need to structure it in such a way so that it gets protected. You need to also make sure that once your job is not dependent, your job income is not needed to fund all this, right, to continue this commercial property journey. So in other words, like, once you buy a commercial property, assuming like you are buying with 20-30% of your own cash, so 70%, let's say, money that you take from the bank, that means from day one it is going to give you positive cash flow. So from that day, you do not have to pay more money into that commercial deal. That is how the commercial property is so lucrative. So now, if you know that 40-50 residential properties is not possible for you to buy, then how many commercial property that you need to buy or to become financial independence? I have a very simple formula that I follow, which is like the amount of income that you need to collect 2 times of that rent from commercial property with 50% LVR. So what does it mean? It means like if your goal is like say 100,000 passive income, that means you need to collect 200,000 positive cash flow rent, or rather 200,000 net rent from the commercial property, and then you also need, with the 50% LVR, with 8% rental return, you need about, I would say, 100,000, 200,000, about $2.5 million. $2.5 million worth of commercial property asset is going to give you that outcome with 50% bank loan. Now, some of you will be thinking that, oh, I already have that equity, maybe $1 million equity from my residential property. And that's correct. And that is how you would be able to move into from residential to commercial by tapping into some of this equity and then pushing into commercial property. And that is exactly I did. That's how I become financial independent. So you don't need 30, 40, 50 residential properties. What you need is 1 or 2 or 3 maximum commercial properties. And if you can strategically buy 1 or 2 or 3 commercial properties, just buy only one and stay there for about a year, you will see that how this magic works, and then move to the next one and then stay there for a few years, see the how magic works, and then the third one, and then you will see that over like in another 3, 4, 5 years after, you will become financially independent, like you have already replaced your income through this commercial property journey. That being said, what we need to do is to look into 3 simple strategy, and this is my 3 simple strategy. Buy one commercial property worth of $1 million and take a 70% LVR, and then take some of the equity from your home or some of the equity from your residential property, investment property, and then buy one. And after 2 or 3 years later, buy another one with about $1.2 million, and that will stay for another 2-3 years. And on the third one, you will buy about $1.4-1.5 million. And what happens is the first one is always tougher, and the second one, because the commercial property will also have some growth, then later on it will be much easier to buy the second one. And the third one would be even easier, because then you the 2 commercial property, perhaps some other residential property, some other your home equity you would be able to tap into. And then as you hold, because that every single commercial property is giving you income, it becomes much easier. Bank is going to lend you more, and it works like a magic. So to answer the question, how many properties do you need to become financial independent? You do not need tens and tens of residential properties. You need literally 2 or maximum 3 commercial properties. 3 commercial properties will give you financial independence. In fact, I don't know you, but I can tell you that if a person A who has 2 or 3 residential properties, they can strategically move into commercial property and eventually sell all these residential properties, move this cash into commercial, and then it is going to give you much more return, and it is possible to become financial independent within 5 to 7 years if somebody who has already 1 or 2 residential properties and they have some growth in those properties. So if this sounds like not possible, think about it. One property, my first commercial property, where $1.25 million commercial property is giving me 100,000 net rent. The word net means all the expenses is paid by the tenant. So I collect 100,000 plus council rates, management, land tax, everything. I pass it on to the tenant, and tenant pays all these on top of 100,000 rent. And this is possible in commercial property, which is not possible in residential property. I hope you find these videos helpful. It gives you a wake-up call that residential property is not going to give you financial independence. It's the commercial property. I hope you got some ideas that what kind of properties that you can buy, where can you buy, and the number of properties doesn't matter. What it matters is that how much income that you are getting from that property. If you find these videos helpful, please do me a favor, like this video, subscribe my channel, and turn the notification bell on so you get to see more videos about commercial property, and it will also help me to reach out to more people like you. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.